Questions and comments? The Honourable Member for New Westminster Burnaby.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Very interesting to see Liberals and Conservatives pointing fingers at each other. They're both bad in our book, and we believe what we really need is a government of New Democrats that actually put into place the kind of practices most Canadians want to see. And we've certainly proven that in the House by pushing for pharmacare, for dental care, for anti-scab legislation, for the grocery rebate, and I can go on and on and on. Affordable housing, well, Conservatives were voting to cut all of those things.
The Honourable House Leader for the Official Opposition.
Well, you know, my NDP House Leader talks about how the Liberal government is bad. If only there was a political party that could do something about that. If only there was someone in this House who could put an end to bad government. It's the NDP, Mr. Speaker, but of course they won't, because their leader hasn't quite got to the point where, you know, who knows what their motivation is for propping up this Liberal government. It used to be that they were interested in finding out corruption and unearthing Liberal mismanagement and waste, but they've completely parked all that for their own personal political gains. They've never been so close to the reins of power, and I think that's what their motivation is. They actually just enjoy the personal trappings of getting to sit down with Liberal ministers. Maybe they're impressed by Liberal cabinet ministers and they get dazzled by things like that. Maybe it's because his leader hasn't hit his 6 years yet and he wants to get his pension vested before he goes back to the Canadian people. But, you know, Mr. Speaker, I'm not going to speculate as to why the NDP continued to prop up corrupt and tired Liberal government, a government that imposes higher costs and more inflation and higher interest rates, a crime wave on Canadians, a government that has failed to get enough homes built to meet the demands of Canadians. But we will continue to put forward these types of common sense ideas that will help lower costs for Canadians, bring costs down, bring down interest rates as well. He talked about previous governments extending sittings. Those late-night extensions in June are actually in the standing orders. Those are things that all political parties have agreed on over the years and years and are completely apples to oranges with what the government is doing here today, unilaterally making major changes to their standing orders over the objections of other opposition parties just because they've got a trusted partner in helping them cover up their costs and their corruption.